Hello and welcome to Talk FCB, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, first of all, let's just get straight into the unsavoury scenes which did surround the club earlier on. This broke out between Neymar and new signing Nelson Semedo. You can see here they clearly come to blows. There are arms raised from both players, and it does look like quite an altercation in today's training in Miami. They're preparing for the Clásico coming this weekend. Neymar here goes back for more and has to be restrained by Sergio Busquets. Several of the other first team members try and surround Neymar to take him away from the situation. Semedo is clear, he's not getting involved, he's quite on his own, he doesn't really understand what's going on right now, but clearly here Neymar has to be restrained, and then he goes away, kicks the ball into the crowd, looks very frustrated, takes off his bib, and then walks off the field and leaves training. Now we're just going to look over that once again and just go dissect it a little bit, because there's a little bit more to this than meets the eye. We know all about Neymar's interest in leaving the club, possibly to go to PSG. What does that mean going forward for his possible move to the French Giants? Is it now a sign of Neymar clearly wanting to leave the club, or is it maybe just something that's been in training? You do see these things happen sometime, but this for me is much more serious. We look at it again, there's a clear altercation here, but my problem with this is not the tackle from Semedo, not really the reaction from Neymar. Sometimes tempers can get the better of you. It's the fact that he goes back for more. It's the fact that he genuinely seems to want a bit of a fight with Semedo. Why would you go back there, try to cause more trouble? It's happened, it's over. You sweep it under the carpet and you move on. Neymar doesn't want to do that though. He wants to cause some more trouble, and it's reported that there, Ernesto Valverde tells Neymar to leave the field and leave training. That's when he kicks the ball away. That's when he leaves the pitch. So it's not yet known whether he walked out. I think that's unlikely. I think more or less Ernesto Valverde says, look, you've had enough here, off you go. And he's clearly very disappointed, walking off the field. We don't know more on that yet. All of these reports surrounding this are unconfirmed as usual. There's a lot of rumours surrounding it, but apparently as well, if you just look at Valverde's body language throughout the entire video, really, he's just unmoved really. He's not really bothered. He looks very, very calm. I do like that about Valverde. He lets things get on with it, and then maybe he said to Neymar, off you go. And that's what we need. Somebody around the team, level-headed. He has his authority. It's been reported in the past that Neymar wasn't altogether happy when Valverde was appointed, but right now he's taken command of the situation. His teammates had to hold Neymar back, and it really was unsavoury scenes that broke out in training this morning. Now, there's a bit more to this, because it's more to do with the fact where the fight broke out from and exactly who it was with, because Neymar sort of going for Semedo doesn't look great. It really doesn't, because Semedo is a player who cut his holidays short to join up with the club, to come on this pre-season tour, because he wants to settle into his new club as quickly as possible and get to know his surroundings. This is the very last thing that you would want as a new signing, a bust-up with a player as high-profile as Neymar is. And it has to be said, the support coming out for Semedo, I think, is very admirable, because I think personally that Neymar would have expected a little bit more support coming his way from Barca fans, but we have stood up united with Semedo here, because bad challenges happen. You know, you can go into training, you can make a bad tackle, you're not going to time tackles well every single time, because sometimes they're going to be wrong. But I've said it on Twitter and I've said it on Facebook as well. The problem is the tensions are so high right now because of Neymar, and it is all his own fault. You have to say Neymar not coming out, not making an announcement, not doing anything public to say that he's staying has risen the tensions. The frustration not only from Neymar but in the whole camp is clear. It's not known where he's staying. Everything at the moment is about Neymar when it shouldn't be. Nothing should ever be centred all around one player. And that's what's happening so far right now. In pre-season, all we've heard about is where is Neymar going? Is he going to stay? Players have had to talk on his behalf. He has not come out once to address the fans, the squad. He's not said anything about his future at all. And this is what happens when you have a player in your team that either doesn't want to be there or is causing unrest in the camp. And we've seen it today. Frustrations bubbled over, and Neymar then went in with it, whatever it was with Semedo. Clearly there was a lot of unhappiness there, and they had to be restrained by teammates. And this is the last thing that you want for team morale, because a player and the squad should be together. They should be united, and that's what we need. So what I would say is, if Neymar doesn't want to be here, as a fantastic player that he is, I admire everything that he's done for us whilst he's been here. If he doesn't want to be here now, there is the door. It's as simple as that, really. We only want players playing for Barcelona Barcelona who want to be here, who want to wear the shirt, have the pride of wearing it, and love playing for this club. If you don't want to do that, the door is there. You can go for more money. You can go to whatever league you want to go to, and you can play there. We all wanted to keep Neymar this summer. We have all supported him throughout the entire thing, but I think now is enough to draw the line and say, look, if trouble like this is going to start because of the frustrations, because of the tension, we do not want that at our club. Now, it's also been sort of noted, there's been a bit of history with Neymar. We've seen this on a few occasions. Of course, a lot of the time it's the other, opposition, frustrating him during games with tackles, but a few times we have seen arguments with his own teammates. The likes of Jordi Alba, they were involved in an actual in-game argument. That was clear for the entire public to see, but that's very, very different. I don't mind a little bit of arguing, a lot of the time, these players that come together, they're professionals, but they're always trying to do things against each other. They're always trying to give the best of their ability, and sometimes things just boil over. That's fine. Little arguments are fine. But like I say, this for me was different because of the fact that Neymar went back for more. He was trying to seek out Semedo to take this further. He looked like he genuinely wanted to cause a fight or a problem, and that is not something you want to see in the squad, and that is certainly, like I say, not good for team morale. Now, this is actually something very, very interesting. This is not of my own making, by the way. This is somebody on Twitter who tweeted this, but I just want you to have a look at it because I found it really, really interesting. The tweet was from Vintage United: when Neymar loses his mind versus when Messi loses his mind. And this is very, very interesting. Obviously, we've seen Neymar today very, very angry in training, has a fight with Nelson Semedo after a heavy challenge. Now, listen to Thierry Henry's story about when Lionel Messi was very, very angry in a training session. Henry says he picked up the ball, went back to the goalkeeper, put it down on the floor, demanded that he got the ball, and then proceeded to dribble through the entire team and then score a goal. And that's a brilliant story, and that's completely true. I've actually heard Henry recount that story on a few occasions. Messi, when he was angry, picks up the ball and does his magic and takes his anger out on the field. This time, though, unfortunately, Neymar, though, has done the opposite of that. He's caused trouble. It's not good for him. Now, reportedly as well, he has cancelled his promotional events, which were supposed to be happening in Asia. He was supposed to finish the game tomorrow in the Clásico, and then he was going to fly to Asia to do promotional events, and then he may well go back to Barcelona. But reports are coming out that those events has been cancelled because of a possible transfer. So it is looking increasingly likely now, and more likely, that Neymar could well be heading to PSG this summer for 222 million euros. They will pay his release clause, and he may well leave the club this summer. But like I said just a few minutes ago, Valverde is definitely considering leaving Neymar out of the team this weekend in Miami, Florida. The first ever Clásico outside of Spain will be taking place, and according to reports, Valverde, after today's training session, after what has gone on, he has said that he wants to leave Neymar out of the team altogether. So it'll be so interesting to see what happens tomorrow. I was excited for the Clásico. I still am. Life goes on. Even if Neymar doesn't play, it's going to be a great game, but it's going to be really interesting to see whether he plays or not, because of course he has played in the first two fixtures of this pre-season. He's scored in both of them. I have to say he's played very, very well in both of them. He's looked quite happy, so this is quite a surprise this morning when I saw this video. But things happen. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? But I'm very, very interested, of course. I've heard your thoughts throughout the day, guys, on the video which I originally posted of this fight. Like I say, I really do wish, although it's got a lot of views and it's got a lot of coverage, I do wish that I didn't have to post it. I wish it hadn't have happened. These things are not good for our club. They're not good for the squad. It's something that we want to certainly avoid in the future. But it did happen, so it's only well that we've spoken about it. And I just wanted to look into it in a bit more detail. And I really do want to hear your thoughts. First of all, what do you think of the incident? Who's to blame? Semedo, Neymar? We all seem to think that it does lie on Neymar's shoulders. Semedo's tackle may have been bad, but you can't react like that. Not to your own teammate. It's not how it works. Not at any level in any sport can you react like that with one of your own teammates. Leave your thoughts down below on the incident as a whole. But what do you think now for Neymar's future? Do you think he's going to leave the club? I think we're all sort of destined now to lose Neymar this summer. And like I say, I think he's a phenomenal player, but his personality right now is letting him down. It's not looking great the way he's trying to force his way out. He's ruining his kind of legacy at Barcelona, if you like. He's ruining all the good things that he's done at the club simply to walk out the back door now. And he may never play another game for Barcelona if Valverde decides to leave him out this Saturday night against Real Madrid in that El Clásico match. So leave your thoughts down below, guys. I will see you very, very soon. Unfortunately, today, these things have happened, but we will keep moving forward under Valverde. If you haven't seen my video yesterday, I did a video looking at Valverde's positives and since he came into the club, the changes that he's made at the club. So if you haven't seen that, go and have a look, because I think it's looking very positive on the whole. This has happened today, but things are looking good in general. Leave your thoughts below. I'll see you soon. But until then, as always, Visca el Barça.